Respected Dr. Pramod sir and dear student, welcome to the day one of a student development program on cybersecurity and COVID-19. As we all know that Cybersecurity Awareness Month was launched by National Cybersecurity Alliance and the US Department of Homeland and Security in October 2004. In order to bring attention to cybersecurity as a connected effort to stay safe and secure online, National Cybersecurity Awareness Month is celebrated all over the world. It is an initiative to put conscious effort toward ensuring better cybersecurity hygiene and incorporate strong security measures. It is a collective responsibility of the government, organizations, employees, customers, and citizens at large to take security as a priority and stay cyber safe. Integral University Lucknow is proud to be a champion and support this online safety and education initiative this October. We support this campaign by observing October as a Cybersecurity Awareness Month in global effort to help everyone stay protected whenever and however you connect. The overall theme of this month, October, is Do Your Part, Be Cyber Safe. The cybersecurity and the digital privacy of our colleagues, students, and everyone is so important that we have taken initiative to organize this awareness come student development program on cybersecurity and COVID-19 from 23rd to 25th October 2020 in online mode only. Now, I would like to invite our speaker, Dr. Pramod Dikshit, ex-director PNB IT Lucknow and currently working as consultant in PNB Bank to start today's session. Please, sir, over to you.
I am Pramod Dikshit, and I have just been introduced by your teacher. I'm working as a consultant to the PNB, especially in the information security and the threats and countermeasures. So PNB is also, by the way, looking for the students who are good at information security knowledge. So this, I am going to tell you what are the requirements, first of all, so that you can also join financial sector, especially banks. A lot of jobs are also available in this area. You need to be, technically solid, you be good at it. The areas are, operating system, databases, networking, etc., kind of thing. Java tools will not suffice to become a good software or information security professionals. So in case if you are really eager, I can also come to your college and discuss the things in person and address your various questions how to join this growing information security field in times to come, especially in COVID. Everything is in online, and there are also some threats. So today I'm going to tell the threats which are basically in financial sector. You are surprised to know the banks have now the phishing centers in the address the phishing problems. Lot of problems are coming in these days related to phishing, skimming, keyloggers, bots, and not name. So I'm going to tell you the real problem as of now, and most of the time you must be hearing or listening on the newspaper and television, but they don't tell you what are exactly modus of operandi of the black hat community people, meaning thereby destructive hackers. They are, they are very knowledgeable people as a matter of fact, but the only thing, their knowledge is not in constructive way. They are doing everything in a destructive way. So how do they do it? The PNB's famous case of Nero Modi. What was the object? What was the operandi, modus of operandi of the person who was working in the bank, as a matter of fact, as a deputy manager, and how he shared the information, very vital information, to the Nero Modi management group? What he did, in banks, for the security reason, there are makers and checker concepts. Maker and checker concept meaning by there are two people are working for doing the work. For example, if the check has, if you deposit a check in the bank, your check is passed by signing two people. One person checks whether your sign is correct or not, and other person is checked whether you have the right account number and all these things, whether you are genuine person or when two people sign, then only your money is credited into the account. Since bank is using Finacle software. The Finacle is a software is being used across the banking industry for core banking solution. All the banking is, which is known as IT. It is IT because of the Finacle software, which was developed by Infosys. In that software, what will happen? You have to have the two: one validate the transaction and one initiate the transaction. So the two people having the two passwords. But what happens if by chance I am working as a clerk, and if I happen to get the password of my boss, who is assistant general manager, then I could do too many work by personifying him. Personifying means I'm utilizing his everything by utilizing his user ID and password for that particular operations. The transaction is totally dependent upon the password. If I happen to get your password, I am as good or as if I am working on it, because the computer does not recognize whether this password is given by Mr. Shukla or Mr. Mishra. It says whether the combination of user ID and password is correct, you will be logging into it. So how much important the two is. So what happens? The person, Nirav Modi, this is a Shetty. Shetty was the man of the person who did these things. What he did, I am going to tell you the method of that. He used the word keylogger. Have you heard the name of the keylogger? Keylogger is basically, there are two flavors of keylogger. One is a hardware keylogger and another is a software keylogger. And it is being used by hackers mostly. But there are two types of hackers. One is the outsider hacker, the person who does not know you, and the person who knows you. If he ditches you,
Pramod sir,
if you
Pramod
put
sir,
in a
sorry to
peril,
disturb you.
then it is called the insider. So insider threats are also very much high in banks. There is a,
Pramod sir,
because, yeah,
Pramod sir, sorry to disturb you.
yes, yes, it's all
Sir,
right.
sir, your PPT is still. Please change the page or make it on
No,
full
no,
screen.
haha. Actually, okay, okay. I'm coming to second is stage of the bank.
Yes. So only the introductory page is visible on the screen.
That is information security threats.
Yes,
Is
sir.
coming now. So I'm also telling you all
So,
these things by not using actually the speed of the
so please minimize the browser.
movement of the PPT is not good,
Yes,
I suppose.
because of heavy internet connectivity and the users, that
It's
the speed of the internet is down
pages are moving
last
very
few
slow.
days.
So what I'll do, I'll just tell all
Because
Faisal, I would what
yes,
I
sir.
the my internet is the speed is 18 Mbps. 18 Mbps. From my side, it is 18 Mbps. It's quite good because we are using the 100 Mbps connection at the moment.
Okay, sir. Sir, if there is some issue, then
Uh,
you can minimize this
my
thing and
voice
we
is
may continue
visible.
the session.
Is audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Please carry on. Yes, sir. Please come on the next page, sir, please.
Hello, visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
So
Yes,
should I
yes, sir.
now start? I can tell you
Yes, sir.
all these
Yes,
things
sir.
without.
Yes, sir. All is good. All is good, sir. Please
Huh.
carry on.
I'm so now the next page comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next page comes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Please.
Is key loggers.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next page is coming, sir. You are visible. Your voice is good, and the PPT is also coming, sir. Please go ahead. Yes, sir.
Faisal,
Sure,
should I
sure, sure, sure.
start?
Please start.
Oh, okay. So the what the person the Nirav Shetty had done is he uses the key logger. Okay. So he uses the key logger. Am I right? So key logger is what exactly is the key logger? Key logger is okay. I'm coming in. So the key logger is the CPU. In CPU, you see this particular part which I'm moving on that is called the is called key logger. What it does, the key logger is once you insert a keylogger in your in your CPU, then what will happen? Whatever you type through your keyboard, it stores in this small looking device, which appears to be most of the people as if it is a USB or pen drive. But as a matter of fact, it is being put into it is called the keylogger. So keylogger is the most dangerous thing in the banking sector for insiders. What the bank sees that nobody should with their bag with USB. So that is why these days the all the USB port has been uh, done away with. They say okay, there is no need to be. They have been. So what happens? So at that point of time, the Shetty, the deputy manager, puts this device to the senior manager and gets a password. So what it does, it recreates the his bosses by using his user ID and password. To keyboard, it captures everything in this code using the keylogger reader, which is very good. The unfortunate sold in open market with the name of in use these days very much, especially for the insiders. Even in latest in IIM case, one of the professors paper was taken away by the using by getting his user and id. So what the student did, it put this device into the professor's computer while he was not there, and after some period of time when the professor uses his user id and password, when he went away, he got removed it and gets his user id and password. So in bank, lot of people are busy in their work. They are not seeing whether the keylogger is there or not. So everybody was terrible. So what happens? The bank has decided how to protect the customers without their knowledge of the keylogger. If they tell about the keyloggers, then customer become terrified. He says, okay, it is very difficult thing and it's a very dangerous thing. I'm not going to deposit my money in this bank. It is very susceptible to be used. So then what happens? The bank has decided to put this, you know, this kind of the screen where you can use online keyboard In online keyboard, you will be using user ID and password by putting mouse click. So at that point of time, you are not using your keyboard. So your even if the keylogger is there, it is of no use. But unfortunate part, when we ask many customer, are you using the screen based user ID password screen? So they say, no, I am not using it because I have already had my own computer and I'm using my own keyboard and etc. So they were not using it. Only those who are aware of the keylogger, they are using on screen keyboard. But lots 90% people are using their own keyboard. And then what will happen, even the customers become prey to the keylogger these days. So that is why the bank has given you on screen keyboard. But the purpose of on screen keyboard is, if you are using on screen keyboard, then what will happen, the keylogger, even if it is somebody put it in your system, of no use. Now question arises, sir, in my system who will come and this? What happens, suppose if you are using your system from Cybertech, or you are using somebody else's who has given your laptop deliberately so that you can type your user ID and password and gets your password. There you see there are many people. If you are doing banking transaction, I have seen this is, sir, if you can use my laptop also. So what they do, they put the keyboard logger in their laptop. As soon as you give your user order of Facebook, user ID of your banking accounts, user ID of your email, etc., and they got your user ID and email ID on the fly. So they are using various methods these days to actually, the person like you who are doing BTech computer science and the teacher, they are aware of all these things. But believe me, there are 90 to 95% who are not from this stream. They thought everything is good. So they believe and they become prey to the, the free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi they are using, uh, Bluetooth keylogger. Bluetooth keylogger is even more dangerous. If they put on their shirt like a camera and get your user ID and password on their uh, Bluetooth devices also. So you need to be cautious not to use these things. If you are using, especially do not go to cyber cafes, etc. Cyber cafe is most dangerous thing also. Even I have come to know the police deliberately put keyloggers there for different reason. For different reason meaning thereby, suppose some terrorist activities has happened, then they come to the cyber cafe and they might be the terrorist came to the cyber cafe and have sent somebody's mail. And if he had sent the mail to somebody, the user ID and password might have been stored by the deliberate putting the keylogger of the cyber. So cyber cafe is the most dangerous thing, because most of the time when we investigated, we found that the case was originated from a cyber cafe. Cyber cafe, what happens, is suppose if I'm in Bombay and I want to just to check whether my the salary is passed or something like that. So I'm going to log in user ID, password, and transaction password. The moment I have given all three things, they might be captured by the keylogger, and within some period of time, we'll see that some money has been transferred my account. So when we track the entire incident in the bank, we found the case was basically initiated by the cyber cafe, etc. So there are many cases. I have got 17 cases on beware of phishing area, which we'll discuss. If a professor will call me to your college, I'll discuss this thing in one-to-one basis for all these things. So now come to the other thing, which is called the phishing. I'm coming to the phishing page directly. This is the phishing page. Here what happens, just see this page, especially I have built it for you only. This kind of the mail comes to you. Suppose up these days what will happen, this is very problem these days in bank. A WhatsApp may some messages come with link. You kindly click on this. The Amazon is giving you many discounted things. You, out of excitement, you click on the link and give the all the things, your OTP and things like that. And what happens, your entire transaction is being told by themselves. Just I'll give you an example, because this example will clarify much better way than I have told you. Look, this is the mail kind of thing which came to in my friend's account. It's a real case. The mail came and it is writing like that: we are unable to process the recent transaction on your account. To ensure that your account is not suspended, please update your information by clicking here. If you have recently updated your information, please disregard this message as we are processing the changes you have made. This kind of mail must have been sent to thousands, crores of the people. Whatever you're seeing in the yellow color, which I have put, this is not the real part of the mail. This yellow part is not the real part of the mail, which I have for the reason of the education. I just put it on that thing, but don't put it, this is not the right thing on the mail. ये mail पर नहीं लिखा हुआ था. अब what happens, people normally who are not aware of the fact, they click on the here. The moment they click on the here, which is a hyperlink, it will take you to the some site which is not the real site. But unfortunate part, the most of the people do not see that it is written www.citibank.com, or it is written riti.com, something like that. But people don't. But the screen appears to be as if it is the same screen of Citibank. They provide user ID, password, transaction password. They captured it and say that your account after some period. So this is the case. So up now, how do I know whether this is a genuine mail or ingenuine mail? All you have to do is just put your mouse here. Don't click on that. Just hover your mouse here. And if you happen to see some IP address like this, http://82 like this, then what will happen? This is not the right place. Had it been the real site, it would have been written http www.citibank.com php. There should not be any IP address displayed. This is the most important and common advice given to every customer before clicking on. First of all, bank does not want your user ID and password through your email. But if you happen to get, all you have to do before clicking on any hyperlink, because if suppose if I have written here as a Facebook, and it appears to be Facebook, and you click on that out of excitement, it will take you to casebook.one.com kind of thing, and where your user ID and password. The moment you give the user ID and password, they capture in your own computer, and after that you can understand what they exactly is. So hyperlink, what happens, they are smart enough. In computer, you can see the hyperlink by moving your mouse and put it on there, you can see the IP address. But what about the mobile phone, smartphone, where there is no such facility where you can see whether it is taking you the right direction or not? So all you have to do, I just suggest you, there is a software called Mobile Kavach, developed by CDAC. If you do this thing, so what they do, they tell you any IP address shown on the button on which you click. And if you see any hyperlink is shown by IP address, then please don't click on that. Another genuine case I'm going to tell you is this. The people are very smart these days. They say if you think anything written with HTTPS, that is called SSL layer, secured socket layer, then this mail is secure. So what they do in PayPal, they have written https www.paypal.com, something like that. And if you click by thinking this is the right, but once you click on that, it will take you actually links to http 1245 paypal index.php.com. Now if you are aware, whether because it is now http, it is converted into http, it is converted into 212.45.13, then you can very easily understand that it is not PayPal verified, it is a false thing. So this is the way you can understand. First of all, bank never ask you to give the user ID and password. And especially in WhatsApp, what you do, you just copy you do it just uh, write thing on your computer, and then only you will see that the page 404 page not found. Suppose, let us assume this mail I am reading on my mobile phone. So all I do, I just go and check with https colon colon www.paypal.com this thing on my phone by writing on the URL post. I will get message 404 page not found, because there is no such post. This is a camouflage hyperlink. What it is taking inside is, http colon colon 212.2 something like that. So before clicking, especially if you are doing on a financial transaction, people are redirecting you to the place. IVR, you must have heard the name IVR, that interactive voice recording. So these days, phishing ke baad, now the people are worried about the wishing. Wishing is another thing. The wishing is a voice over internet protocol. This is like that. I'm coming. Wishing threat. This is another problem these days the people are facing. You must have received some call in which your no number is displayed. They say it's a private number, or sometimes no number is shown. Only last three digits will be displayed on your mobile, and the talk is over. Talk हो जाएगी, आपकी बातचीत हो जाएगी, everything will be done. But the only problem is the phone कहाँ से आया, किसने किया, ये कोई नहीं बता सकता, क्योंकि हम इस फोन को व्हाट्सएप लाइन यानी इंटरनेट लाइन के थ्रू यूज करके बात करते, इंटरनेट लाइन, व्हाट्सएप नहीं, इंटरनेट लाइन का यूज करके हम आपसे टेलीफोन पे बात करेंगे। और ये फोन आजकल अवेलेबल होते हैं, इनको बोलते हैं वीओआईपी फोन। वीओआईपी फोन उन लोगों को दिए जाने की बात थी जो लोग बहुत फेमस होते थे, जो लोग बहुत ज्यादा अपने जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम द मिनिस्टर एंड आई डू नॉट वांट टू शेयर माय mobile phone to you, so I'm using VoIP phone. If I am very famous doctor, I do not want to share my phone, because if I share my phone, you may share to another patient, and by which what will happen at night में कोई 2 बजे फोन कर रहा है, कोई 4 बजे फोन कर रहा है, तो इसलिए लोग ऐसे VoIP फोन को बनाए गए थे for security reasons, so that nobody can use my number for the other things. As a doctor, I can talk to you, I get your condition, but you will never come to know my phone number. So you will not pass my phone number to your fellow patient. So this is the basically the objective of VoIP phone. It was very good, but now what happens? These VoIP phones are being used by hackers, by the people who are working in call center these days. They are using it to get some information which otherwise not known to them. My voice is visible, Faisal?
Yes, sir, you are audible to us,
Hello.
sir, and PPT is also good. Sir, you are audible to us.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm coming to you. I'm just telling you a very important case, so that I want to ensure whether my voice is listening. You know what happens is it has happened 3-4 months back. My general manager, I do not want to his name for the obvious reason, but he received a call from Reliance Industry. A lady called him. He says, "Sir, I'm calling from Reliance Industry, and your phone came to be very lucky. Your number is very lucky, and I'm going to provide you the 5G services on your phone, free of cost. There is no string attached. I just want to ask you if you are interested in your 5G services, which is still not available, but we want to give you as a trial member, and these 5G services will be available across your usage of mobile phone. So it's available all the time. So you are very one of the lucky members. Are you interested in, sir, or should I pass it to some other customer?" Those my GMIT, who is not from the IT, as a matter of fact, he's from the other thing. He says, "Hey, sir, are you okay, beta? I'm really interested in 5G. My 5G हो जाएगा तो जिससे हमारी speed भी अच्छी हो जाएगी. So I'm very much interested in it." So now, okay, sir, all you have to do is just you switch off your phone for 15 to 25 minutes. 25 minutes will be suffice, I think so. So what you do, you switch it off your phone. उनका बेटा मैं जीएम हूँ, मेरे पास बहुत सारे फोन आते हैं, आई एम नॉट एबल टू स्विच इट ऑफ। तुम क्यों स्विच ऑफ कराना चाहती हो हमारा फोन? कहते सर सिंस वी आर ट्रांसफरिंग द सॉफ्टवेयर ऑफ 5G ऑन योर मोबाइल, इस बीच यदि कोई और कॉल आ जाएगी, इन केस इफ एनी कॉल कम्स इन बिटवीन, then what will happen? The software installation will be disconnected. So I have to do all in all. So in order to avoid that situations, you better switch it off for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, once you open your phone, you will get message that your phone is welcome message 5G enable. GM sub said, okay, 25 minutes is not some problem. It's just you switched it off. Now the case is started. The moment he switched it off, the same guy phoned to my GM's wife and said, look, I have, जिसे कहते हैं ना कि हमने आपके हस्बैंड को वो कर रखा है, कैप्चर कर रखा है अपने यहाँ पर, और मैं आपसे बहुत ज्यादा पैसा नहीं मांग रहा, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग आई एम जस्ट मीगर मनी ऑफ 25,000 फ्रॉम यू, अदरवाइज हमने आपके हस्बैंड को अगवा करके रखा हुआ है, और यदि आपको नहीं विश्वास है तो आप उनको फोन करिए, उनका फोन मेरे पास है और वो स्विच ऑफ आएगा। मैडम ने कहा ठीक है, मैं 5 मिनट बाद बात करती हूँ आपसे। मैडम ने बंद किया, जीएम साहब को कॉल किया, जीएम साहब का फोन स्विच ऑफ आ रहा था, विच वॉज वेरी रेयर थिंग। उन्होंने भैया सोचा, उन्होंने अब क्या था, मैडम के पास जो फोन आया था उसका नंबर डिस्प्ले नहीं हो रहा था बिकॉज इट वॉज VoIP नंबर, so madam could not call him back. What happens after 10 minutes, the same person called him and look madam, you did not have you called your husband? कहते ठीक है, 25,000 रुपए कोई बात नहीं, 25,000 रुपीज तो आजकल हम एटीएम से निकाल के आपको देते हैं, पर मेरे हस्बैंड इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम डायबिटीज एंड हाइपरटेंशन, जो बैंक में हो जाते हैं, तुमको आपको सबको मालूम ही है। तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप उनको कुछ करिएगा नहीं, छोड़ दीजिएगा बिल्कुल। इतना ठीक है मैडम, बिल्कुल चिंता मत कीजिए, आप 25,000 रुपए पहुंचाइए, और ये जगह है पहाड़गंज पे, इस जगह पर आप आइए। और वो पहाड़गंज भी, इट इज वेरी नियर फ्रॉम हिज होल, ही वाज लिविंग सम अदर नियर प्लस प्लेसेस। सो व्हाट हैपेंस, वो आई, मैडम ने कहा कि ठीक है, मैं 25,000 रुपए आपको देती हूँ, और ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पर एक ड्राइवर आएगा ब्लू कलर की शर्ट पहनूंगा, और आपके नंबर मुझे मालूम है, और ये सब उसको सब पूरा रिसर्च किए हुए मालूम था। अब मैडम ने क्या किया कि ड्राइवर को फोन किया, साहब के, जो जीएम साहब के ड्राइवर के, तुम जल्दी से आ जाओ, मुझे 25,000 रुपए निकाल के देने हैं, और साहब को किसी ने कर लिया है, हैक कर लिया है, यानी कि उनको अगवा कर लिया है। अब ये प्रॉब्लम जब आई तो ड्राइवर ने कहा मैडम आप कैसी बात कर रही हैं, साहब तो मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, अभी तो हमारे सामने भी देखे थे 10 मिनट, उनको कौन अगवा कर सकता हमारे रहते हुए। कहते ठीक है, तो हमारी बात कराओ उनसे। तो जब उन्होंने बात कराई तो बोले कि तुम्हारा फोन क्यों स्विच ऑफ हो रहा है? तो बोली अभी इसमें 5G सर्विसेज डाउनलोड हो रही है, जब 5G सर्विसेज डाउनलोड हो जाएंगी तब हम इसको खोलेंगे। तो देखिए जीएम साहब तो बच गए, लेकिन बैंक में तुम आपको बताते हैं कितना लोगों ने अपने ट्रांसफर करवाने के रुकवाने के लिए इस तरह के उनके पास फोन आते थे VoIP फोन से, कहते तुमको बस इतना रुपया डाल देना है, मैं तुम्हारा बचा लूं। लोगों ने जा के डालते। अब केबीसी से आता है, केबीसी से एक फोन आता है, उन्होंने कहा देखो ये पंजाब नेशनल बैंक का एक नंबर है, इसमें आप डिस्प्ले की, इस पे आप कॉल करिए, आपको पैसा मिलेगा केबीसी का। तो लोग क्या करते हैं बेचारे, वो लोग समझते हैं कि ये फोन बैंक से ही आया है, और वो बैंक को फोन कर देते। उधर वाला बैठा वाला कहता हाँ तुम्हारा 3 करोड़ रुपया आया हुआ है, और वो पैसा हम इसलिए नहीं डाल पा रहे हैं क्योंकि तुमने अभी टीडीएस नहीं कटा। तो तुम क्या करो, इसका 30,000 रुपया ही है इसका टीडीएस, तुम 30,000 रुपए इस बैंक के अकाउंट में डालो जल्दी से, और हमको बताओ डालने के बाद। वो बेचारा 30,000 रुपए इतनी जल्दी डालता है कि अपने वाइफ को भी नहीं बताता है, उससे 3 करोड़ रुपए मिलेंगे, अभी हमारे पास बड़ा सही हो जाएगा। पर वो 30,000 रुपए फिर उस किसी अकाउंट में डालते हैं, और वो अकाउंट किसी और का होता है। दैट इज कॉल्ड सलामी अकाउंट, विच आई टेल यू सम अदर टाइम कि ये कैसे बनते हैं, जो बैंक को पैसा ही नहीं मालूम पड़ता किस अकाउंट में गया और किसने कितना पैसा निकाल लिया। तो ये सब, these are the very best threats. I have got CCT coverage kind of thing. I have got the real cases with the bank, which are very good for the PhD students to discuss all these things, or the people who are working wanted to go to information security. They are eye-opening cases. They are highly intelligent people. I can tell you, lot of cases. I can write a book on that, on the cases based on wishing thread, cases based on the phishing cases and skimming. Since I am on the other side, I'm not able to see your faces. Also, it requires your full duplex way classes. That is both the sides is working on that. That in that case, these cases I want to discuss because these are secretive in nature. Also, I want to discuss all these things with the confidence because you are a student, and we want to tell all these things in a better way. Anyway, we do not want to waste your time. I come to another thing which is very these days creating a problem in ATM. In ATM, what happens these days? I'm coming to this ATM screen. Just 2 minutes. Yes, this is the screen. This is called skimming devices. Skimming devices I have got. I want to show you how the skimming was also in real ATM work also. Skimming devices होती पहले क्या है? What exactly the skimming devices are? Skimming devices, for all practical purposes, for all basic nature, you can understand, it's a photocopy machine of your ATM card. Suppose if you give me a photo your ATM card, within 5 minutes I can create a duplicate card by using your card. That device is called skimming devices. Skimming devices, are prevalent in point of sale. Point of sale means जहां पर भी हम अपना कार्ड को स्वैप करते हैं, जैसे कि आपका ये बिग बाजार है, ठीक है। इस तरह के जो भी मॉल्स होते हैं जहां पर ये सारी की सारी चीजें यूज की जाती हैं, जब कस्टमर को देख लेते हैं कि दिस कस्टमर इज नॉट वेरी टेक सेवी एंड दे कैन वेरी इजी। इसमें ज्यादातर हमने देखा है जो वुमेन होती, गर्ल्स होती हैं, they become very easily the prey because girls are basically simple, gentle. They are not in aware of all these things, fraud things. So what they were is they believe everybody is right. They believe everyone is right till he proves otherwise. There is a slogan: "Everyone is right till proves otherwise." So they believe in all these. They say, "Okay, no, no, no." They give their card, ATM card, to the other person as if we give the visiting card to other people. They give the card to the point of sale, not looking at what he is doing. They are looking somewhere else also. So because by nature, the God has made the woman very simple, gentle, across the board. So that is why they are not. The boys, on the other hand, are very, I do not want to use the word at the moment, but you can understand what they are, what kind of the people are. I'm not gender biasing, but the fact of the matter, which I have seen over a period of time during the skimming and this information security area, that I've researched it, most of the girls have become the dupe because of all these things. So anyway, let us assume you are standing before this ATM. You are standing before this ATM, and you just, and I assure you, if you insert your card, the money will come, a receipt will be generated, SMS on your phone will go that such and such amount has been deducted or debited from your account. Everything will be all right. Now you tell me, if can you insert your card in this machine? Most of the time I have seen the most of the people say, yes sir, there is no harm in it, since you are ensuring all these things. I think it's a valid device. But what happens the moment you insert your card? This thing is called the skimming device, which I'm coming to this way. What happens? This is the skimming device. You are looking at this thing. This is the skimmer which puts piggyback on this device, which appears to be as if it is a part of ATM, but as a matter of fact, it is the photocopying machine. The moment you insert your card, the card gets photocopied in this machine, and then they remove it also. The another question, how do they get your PIN number also, that which is a 4-digit number, and the PIN number they get by putting a camera here which is facing towards your keyboard, and it is gives you a MMB format picture which gives you your all four number clearly seen on that particular thing. So this is a very sharp camera facing towards your keyboard and making very easily what is your use. I can show you a CCTV coverage on that also by how it will do it. Up now they get your user ID, your card information along with your PIN. Now you can understand what they can do that thing. So my advice is that how to see when you go to ATM. If you do not look light, if the light is not blinking, like here, it is not blinking here, but it is blinking. If it is blinking, the ATM is good, it's all right, there is no skimming device fitted into it. And on the other hand, which is the right side, it somebody has put this particular device onto there. So light should be blinking. In case if light is not blinking, what I have done, I just move this device by pressing, because यहाँ पर क्या लगा देते हैं, गोंद का जिसे कहते हैं ग्लू का एक स्ट्रिप लगा देते हैं, और वो बड़ी जल्दी से खट से निकल भी जाता है। आप जरा सा इसको हिलाएंगे, जरा सा हिलाएंगे और ये बाहर निकल आएगा। तो जैसे ही बाहर निकलेगा, बाहर इसकी लाइट भी दिखाई देने लगेगी और ऑल दिस थिंग। पर मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है, अभी हमने बैंक में कुछ कुछ महीने पहले ये दिखाया था, और उसमें हुआ ये कि एक आदमी हमारे ठीक बैंक के सामने एक्सिस बैंक का एटीएम था, तो वहां पे लाइट इसलिए नहीं जल रही थी कि वो काम नहीं कर रहा था। वो गया एंड ही वाज सो मच एक्साइटेड, क्या तो ये देखो यहीं पे मुझे स्कीमर मिल गया। और उसने क्या किया कि वहां पे लाइट नहीं जल रही, तो उन्होंने जो उनके बाहर निकले हुए होते हैं, आपने देखा होगा एक्सिस बैंक के एटीएम के, वो बाहर निकले, उसने ना इतने पावर से हटा के ओरिजिनली बाहर निकाल दिया, तोड़ ताड़ के। कहता सर ये लिया है, यही स्कीमर है। अब उसमें यूएसबी केबल्स भी लगी हुई थी, वो सब चीज। मैंने कहा ये क्या, तो उसने बताया कि आपने किया। तो आप लोग पूरी ताकत लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो आप उसको आराम से देखेंगे तभी निकलेगा। अदरवाइज लिखा ही रहता है कि दिस एटीएम, दैट इज व्हाई नाउ दे आर शोइंग दिस एटीएम इज नॉट डिस्पेंसिंग मनी एटसेट्रा, बिकॉज कोई किसी को किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग ना लेके आ जाए। बल्कि एक्सिस बैंक वाले आए थे, कहते सर आप पीएनबी को ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं और ये एक्सिस बैंक का पैसा निकाल रहा है। तो आप लोगों को बस थोड़ा सा बस वैलिड रहना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा बिल्कुल जिसे कहते हैं ना कि कॉशियस रहना चाहिए कि हमें यहाँ पर कोई ऐसा केस तो नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है। So this is exactly I want to tell you. And another thing is also the people who are not very elderly, like my uncle who has just faced a problem. उनके साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम हुआ कि उन्होंने अपना एटीएम कार्ड गार्ड को दे दिया कि वो गार्ड ने कहा कि वो पैसे नहीं निकाल पा रहे, कुछ प्रॉब्लम थी। गार्ड ने कहा ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे निकलता है। उसने कार्ड को लगाया, पूरा उनका पेमेंट कर दिया और पैसे निकाल के 5,000 दे दिए। अंकल ने को उसने कहा कि सर इसको यहाँ पे एटीएम कार्ड लगा था, और उसको जैकेट में कार्ड को रख के उनकी जेब में भी डाल दिया। अंकल ही वाज माय अंकल वाज 70 years old, he was not aware of all these things। अब उसने क्या किया मालूम है, what he did it, उसने पैसा ठीक निकाला, सारी सब कुछ ठीक किया। बाद में उसने क्या किया, उनकी जैकेट में अपना पुराना कार्ड डाल दिया और उनका ओरिजिनल कार्ड अपने हाथ में रख लिया। पिन अंकल बता ही चुके थे आउट ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट। फिर उसने क्या किया, रात को 11:25 पे 25,000 रुपए निकाले, और रात फिर सुबह 12 बजे, जैसे दिन चेंज होता कंप्यूटर के हिसाब से 12 बजे का, यानी विद इन 7 to 8 minutes he took the 50,000 rupees from his account। So never share, never give your, ask your parents, ask your the people who are nearby and advise him, do not give your card to other people because they may use it other things। तो ये बैंक, ये these cases are not my figment of imagination, these are the real cases। एंड आपको मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि ट्रूथ इज स्ट्रेंजर देन फिक्शन। आप सोच नहीं सकते कि किस लेवल का दिमाग लगा के लोग पैसा किस तरह से किस लोगों का कार्ड को ले। तो आपको बहुत ही ध्यान से रहना है, लोगों को एजुकेट करना है, स्पेशली द पीपल हु आर एल्डरली। इंटरनेट बैंकिंग में किस तरह से फ्रॉड हो रहे हैं, किस तरह से डिवाइसेस लगाई जा रही हैं, और किस तरह की छोटी छोटी, कोविड में खासकर क्या हुआ ना, ऑनलाइन हो रहा है। ऑनलाइन होने से क्या हो रहा है कि अब लोग, ज्यादातर लोग, पहले लोग तो बैंक कहता था ना कि भैया सीखो ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग, ऑनलाइन ट्रेन, ऑनलाइन सब कुछ सीखो, और ये कोटेशन दिया जाता था बैंक में इफ यू आर ड्राउनिंग यू हैव टू लर्न स्विमिंग। यदि तुम डूब रहे हो तो तुम्हें स्विमिंग सीखना ही पड़ेगा। इसका क्या कहने का मतलब है, अब आने वाले टाइम में 5,000 से ऊपर जितने भी ट्रांजेक्शन होंगे, यू हैव टू डू आइदर थ्रू यूपीआई, भीम, और योर डेबिट कार्ड, क्रेडिट कार्ड, इंटरनेट बैंकिंग। अदरवाइज दैट ट्रांजेक्शन विल बी सब्जेक्ट टू मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट नाउ टाइम्स टू कम। ये पहले है, कोविड से पहले इट इज बीइंग डेवलप्ड। अब क्या हो गया, पीपल आर वेरी स्मार्ट, दे लर्न एवरीथिंग बिकॉज इन्वेंशन इज द कहते हैं ना, मदर होती है इन्वेंशन किसी भी चीज को लेने के लिए। अब देखिए क्या हुआ, नेसेसिटी इज द मदर ऑफ इन्वेंशन, आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट दैट थिंग। सो अब देखिए इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि एटीएम के बारे में, अब एटीएम को लगाते किस तरह से हैं, ये देखिए यहाँ पर ये पिन ड्रॉप एक कैमरा होता है। अपॉन क्लोज इंस्पेक्शन ऑफ द ब्रूशर होल्डर यू कैन सी ए पिन होल्ड कैमरा इंस्टॉल्ड इन दिस यूज्ड द कैप्चर कीवर्ड। ये स्मॉल बिल्कुल छोटा सा कैमरा होता है जो आपके अकाउंट को खाली कर देता है बाय यूजिंग देयर पिन। पिन में लोग क्या करते हैं आजकल, थोड़ा सा बिल्कुल जरा सा फेविक्विक चिपका दिया, 7 नंबर, 8 नंबर और 9 नंबर, किसी का भी पिन नंबर 7 8 9 होगा, वो वहां पर दिक्कत करता है। अच्छा, एक और चीज मुझे भी याद है कि अभी कल परसों कुछ लोग हमसे पूछ रहे थे कि सर क्या होता है कि सपोज हम एटीएम में गए और somebody put पिस्टल और नाइफ ऑन माय नेक एंड से कि जस्ट जितना भी पैसा है सब निकाल के हमको दो, मतलब मैक्सिमम कितना पैसा निकाल सकते। तो क्या हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि हम अपना रिवर्स की डाल दें, जैसे हमारा 7788 है हमारा पिन। सो व्हाट आई डू, आई इंसर्ट माय कार्ड एंड जस्ट रिवर्स इट बाय प्रेसिंग 88 एंड 77। So people say कि if you do this thing, then your card will be logged, no money will come out from this ATM, and also within 5 to 10 minutes, a police came to your ATM by 100 number पुलिस, जो 100 नंबर की पुलिस का कार्ड होता है, वो वहां पर आके आपके पास आ जाएगी। क्या ये सही है? अब आपको बहुत सारे बच्चे कह रहे होंगे हाँ ये ठीक भी है, बहुत सारे लोग कह रहे हैं नहीं है। तो हम आपको बताते हैं कि ये मिथ है, इट इज नॉट करेक्ट। बिकॉज इफ आई टेल यू, इफ सपोज माय पिन नंबर इज 9999, all four is 999, let's assume, which is not at the moment, but let us assume my number is 9999. Then what will happen? Every time it's a palindrome number, every time right, then my card will be logged. पुलिस आ जाएगी, वो कहेगी तुम्हारा तो जब देखो कार्ड लॉक हो जाता है, भैया क्या प्रॉब्लम है ना? तो ये बिल्कुल गलत है, इसको बात को मत मानिए, इट इज एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग। ठीक है, तो अब हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं कि हाउ टू चेक एंड हाउ व्हाट। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हम आपको डायरेक्टली दिखाना चाहते हैं कि वो ये है कि always use, you just use your hand by putting or entering your pin number। सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है कि कभी भी, चाहे आप पॉइंट ऑफ सेल में जाएं, चाहे कहीं पर भी जाएं, आप अपना हाथ को लगा के छुपा लें। क्योंकि क्या होता है, हमने भी देखा था एक पॉइंट ऑफ सेल में, उसमें क्या किया बच्चे ने, अब छोटा लड़का था, उसने अपना कार्ड दिया और कार्ड देने के बाद उसके कार्ड को दो मशीनें अगल बगल रखते हैं, एक जेन्युइन पॉइंट ऑफ सेल होती है और एक होता है स्कीमर। पहले उसने स्कीमर पे किया, फिर उसको जेन्युइन में किया और कहा कि बेटा ये लो, इस पे पिन डालो। और ऊपर छत के ऊपर से एक लटका हुआ फोन था, जो सॉरी कैमरा था, जिसने उसका पिन नंबर कैप्चर कर लिया। अब हमने जब देखा, बिकॉज तो हमने कहा कि ये इसने पिन कहाँ से लिया होगा, यहाँ कैमरा देखा, जैसे मैंने देखा कैमरा ऊपर लगा, हम अंदर गए और उस तरह को उनको, स्पेंसर का ये केस है, तो वहां पर जाके पता किया। तो इस तरह से कितने केसेस होते हैं, हम हर जगह तो अवेलेबल नहीं हो सकते, या हमारे जैसे कई लोग अवेलेबल नहीं हो सकते, पर हम ये चाहते हैं कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम व्हेन यू गिव योर कार्ड, ऑलवेज लुक in what machine he inserts it। दो मशीनों में तो नहीं इंसर्ट कर रहा है, जल्दी जल्दी कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, यू दे आर वेरी फास्ट, दे मेक यू कि सर एक स्कीम आई हुई है, आप इसको ऐसे कर लीजिए, उतनी देर में उसने स्कीम कर लिया। तो दे आर वेरी फास्ट, यू नीड टू बी वेरी विजिलेंट, एंड बाय बीइंग विजिलेंट यू कैन हेल्प रिड्यूस द रिस्क ऑफ एटीएम स्कीमिंग। तो विजिलेंस बहुत जरूरी है बेटा आने वाले टाइम में। ये सब चीजें बेसिक नॉलेज के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। और इनके बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो लोगों को नहीं मालूम होता है, वो इस तरह के क्लेम करते हैं। बहुत सारे लोग हैं, अभी हम आपको ट्रिपल आईआईटी इलाहाबाद का केस बताते हैं, वेयर आई जस्ट वेंट देयर। वहां पे जो प्रोफेसर साहब अपने नौकर को ही दे देते थे एटीएम कार्ड की, जॉब पैसे निकाल लो। अब वो एक दिन गया, वो आया ही नहीं वापस, उतना पैसा उनका सब निकल गया जितना था, तो कुछ कर ही नहीं पाया। उनको ये भी नहीं मालूम था हाउ टू रिपोर्ट, वेयर टू रिपोर्ट एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स। सो अवेयरनेस नहीं है, अवेयरनेस का बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है। और इस तरह के जो हम लोगों ने बनाए हुए हैं पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन, वो स्टूडेंट्स को दिखाने के लिए है, कस्टमर्स को दिखाने के लिए। पर कस्टमर को बैंक मना भी करता है बहुत बार, कहता है कि यार ये दिखा दोगे तो वो डर जाएंगे और फिर वो क्या करेंगे, ना इंटरनेट बैंकिंग यूज करेंगे, ना ही फिर एटीएम यूज करेंगे। और एटीएम और इंटरनेट बैंकिंग यदि नहीं यूज करते हो तो बैंक पर बहुत प्रेशर आता है। आपको लगता है कि बैंक इतने सारे एटीएम फ्री में कैसे लगाता है, उसको बहुत फायदा है। तब क्यों नहीं फायदा कि तुम वो उन जो जो एम्प्लॉयज हैं उनको वो अलग मार्केटिंग के यूज में कर रहा है, क्रॉस सेलिंग के यूज में कर रहा है, उनको जो कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट में यूज कर रहा है। इन बैंक का पहले बिजनेस होता था डिपॉजिट, नाउ दे आर डूइंग आल्सो द बिजनेस ऑफ इंश्योरेंस। वो कैसे कर रहे हैं, वो इसी तरह कर रहे हैं कि जो हमारे यहाँ कस्टमर ना आए, कस्टमर का सारा काम उसके वहां पर ही हो जाए। ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजों को बेटा है, और भी बहुत सारी, ये हमारे पीएनबी का शौक है। शौक का समझते हो ना, जैसे तुम लोग तो आईटी के होगे बहुत सारे लोग, तो पंजाब नेशनल बैंक का ये सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन सेंटर है, जो कि बहुत ही ज्यादा, डीआरएस समझते हो, डिजास्टर रिकवरी सेंटर है। जैसे बैंक का एक डेटा सेंटर दिल्ली में है, डिजास्टर रिकवरी सेंटर बॉम्बे में है। क्या होता है कि सेम डेटा जो दिल्ली में है वो उसमें डिजास्टर रिकवरी सेंटर में हर 3 सेकंड में कॉपी होता है। सपोज कोई भूकंप आ जाए दिल्ली में, या कोई अनटुवर्ड इंसिडेंट हो जाए, सो योर डेटा विल नॉट बी लॉस्ट। And besides this, one more place is also, which is another country where our another center of money is being stored there. तो इस तरह से थर्ड पार्टी वेंडर्स का यूज होता है एटीएम से, एंड ऑल दिस लॉट ऑफ रूटर्स हमारे लगे। तो जो हैकर्स होते हैं ना, वो क्या कहते हैं, हैकर से जब हम लोग ब्लैक हेड कम्युनिटी हैकर्स के से भी टच में रहते हैं कभी कभी, तो वो बताते हैं कि सर तो बैंक को तो लूटना इम्पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि वी कैन नॉट एक्सेस बैंक। 21 चेक्स हैं जो बैंक के सर्वर में लॉग इन करने के लिए करते हैं, पर बैंक के कस्टमर्स हैं वो लोगों को नॉलेज नहीं है, इस कारण हम बैंक के कस्टमर को लूटते हैं रादर देन वी आर टारगेटिंग द एंटायर बैंक। बैंक आप मन में आता है ना कि भाई यदि क्यों छोटा छोटा पैसा कमाता है बैंक, पूरे पूरे बैंक का ही सारा पैसा ट्रांसफर कर दे, सर एक बार पहुंच जाए इस वाले सर्वर पे, और फिर पर इट्स वेरी वेरी सिक्योर्ड फॉर दैट थिंग। ठीक है, अब और चीजें हैं जैसे बेटर डिस्पाइस फॉर टू एंग्शियस अप्रेंशन देन रूइंग टू कॉन्फिडेंट। तो दीज आर द थिंग्स व्हिच आई वांट टू टेल यू, कैसे बैंक में करते हैं इंटरनेट बैंकिंग, किन किन चीजों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए। हमारे ख्याल से अब इट्स 1 hour is over, the time is over, so I request your teacher one of time to please give me 2 hours time at your college, and I want to share very important things, how to become information security professional by doing CISSP certificate of information security, how to CISM किन किन तरह से तैयार करें, how to study in databases, operating system, the practical part, Linux operating system, the practical part of the databases and networking. Give me some time, I'll train them on these things so that they can become employable from day one. And I can also arrange jobs for them, because most of the companies are asking for me to me, yeah, get the people who may get. So I can come to your college, give me 3 months or 2 months, start a course which is bridging the gap between industry and academia. And then अब न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में भी आ रहा है, तो अब आपको क्या जरूरत है, नॉलेज की। आने वाला टाइम में नो theoretical knowledge is required, only practical knowledge is required। ठीक है sir, thank you very much. I hope I 1 hour is just completed, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for the valuable session. So definitely, whenever we will schedule our next session, then we will definitely invite you for 1 hour, 2 hour, anything, sir. But for today, I think uh, the session is very much wonderful, sir. Okay, it's my privilege to have been asked to you to
But
promote a vote of thanks. Sorry, sir.
thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you.
Okay, sure. It's my privilege to have been asked to you to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Sayyid Muhammad Faisal, on behalf of Department of Computer Application, extend a very heart thanks to the Honorable Speaker who blessed us with the presence and took out the valuable time for all of us his busy schedule. Also, I would like to extend our special thanks to Dr. Muhammad Faisal, who inspired us to do these types of event. And I would also like to thank students who came here and join us on the good session and get a good amount of knowledge from you also. Uh, Thank you, sir.